Hey everyone, how's it going? So, I wanted to do a video real quick about preparation. Okay. 2 nights ago, I'm in Southern Oregon. Not sure if any of you were, affected or not, but what happened was the power went out for a large portion of us all. And for 2 hours, we were in the dark and we had to use our backup stuff. But it made me think. I truly wish that everybody in the country will could experience that. It may sound strange, but if you had no electricity, no power, no water, no nothing, how long would you last? How far could you go? This is the big problem because right now we're hearing about this diesel shortage and how the food supply, could stop in places and all of that. It would cripple our economy. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but there is a diesel shortage, and they say we have about 20 days left. Well, think about it. Most people, especially in big cities, most people won't last very long because if you cut out the food and the water, people are going to riot and they're going to steal from their neighbors. They're gonna go in roving gangs and just and you need to be able to defend yourself. Now, out here in the country, we have wells, and our wells operate on power, electricity. However, one thing that we have done is we've gotten water purifiers. And so we can go to any water source where there are lots of water sources around us, get that water and easily purify it. And we have a filter that does up to 5,000 gallons. We also have mini ones like Sawyer Minis and the Life Straw and all of that. But I want you all to start thinking about this because preparation, the first thing you need to do is get closer to God. Because knowing God, knowing Jesus Christ, you're not going to be worried about this life. You'll know that this life is temporary and you won't panic. Okay, so the lights are out. I'm ready to go home. Now, this doesn't mean you just end things right there, but it helps you in your mindset. Someone who is ready to go to heaven and has faith in Jesus Christ does not join a mob, does not join a gang to go out and they don't freak out. Big cities, if or when this crash will happen, are going to be a nightmare. A lot of people in cities don't have firearms. Now, there are people who do, definitely. I know some, but it's not as prevalent as, out in the country out here. First of all, I'm not going to say what I have because you never want to get a record of, but anyways, we have wild animals out here. We've got to protect ourselves. But I want everyone to think about it. Would you be able to survive without water, going to your house, and electricity? Do you have electric generators? Like I have portable like the size of a phone. I have power banks. I also have water filters. I have numerous stuff, like over a dozen little things that can help me make fire. I have lighters, all that stuff. Make yourself a legitimate go bag or bug out bag. Also, firearms. Here's the thing. If you ever have to bug out, if you ever have to go out into the country or there's something wrong, you need to have a defense. Now, I'm not talking about humans. I'm talking about out there. There are bears, there are coyotes, there are cougars, and all this stuff, and sometimes they will attack. But there are things when things get crazy, you are going to have to prepare yourself against human beings. Human beings, when they are desperate, it's almost worse than The Walking Dead, because people who are panicked about food and water, they're not walking around like zombies. They're running around with intelligence and trying to rob people, steal, do anything that they can to survive. I want you all to get closer to Christ. make sure you have water purification, make sure you have food, make sure you have defense, whether it's a firearm, a crossbow, whatever, because there are things out there in the night. And another thing is flashlight, lighting. I'm telling you this right now. When we had a power outage, the inside of our house looked like Christmas because we had so many lanterns and power sources and stuff like that. We weren't wanting for anything, honestly, because we have hard drives full of movies, we have charging banks and all of that stuff, and we were fine. We also have lots of food stored in the pantry and all of that. Think about it in your mind. When if there's a power outage, what are you going to do? Write it down. I say this with love. I don't want any of you to be freaked out and not be prepared and all that. And I understand money is an issue. Go out into your community and see if there's any way that you can find these things. Because let me tell you, there was in Denver, Colorado, they did this free emergency kit bag. And it was a little red bag. And it had things like matches and a poncho and stuff like that. And that's ridiculous. Like, that is not what a true bug out bag is. You need true supplies. And some of these things might be expensive. Another thing, a med bag, an aid kit. Where's mine? Right here. This is an IFAK. Okay? Now, I was a combat medic in the Army. And let's see if we can get this thing open. I was a combat medic in the Army. And I know how to stock a proper aid bag. Okay? It's got Quick Clot, Bleed Stop, ace bandages, all that kind of stuff. I have an actual tourniquet. And that's another thing, is there are fake tourniquets out there. You do not want to get caught with one. Here, I want to show you what a real tourniquet is. Now, if you go on like Amazon and stuff like that, you may run into the problem where you will get a fake Chinese tourniquet. Now look at this right here. Now, just because it says time right here doesn't mean that it's a real. This is a real cat tourniquet. Okay. And if it doesn't have the raised letters like that, it's not a real one. It also comes with paper and information about it. These things are about $35. If you're spending $10 or $8 on a tourniquet on Amazon, it's probably fake. So go through like what is that? Rescue something. Make sure that it's real. But like I said, you need to be prepared. There are all kinds of things. I mean, here's a fire starter, a fire starter. I have a bunch of things. Anyways, I could one day go through my aid bag and all of that stuff. But long story short, I love you all and I don't want you to be unprepared. And think about it. If the power goes out and if everything stops, how long will you last? Will you not have water for 3 days and die of dehydration? Will you maybe you have water, but you don't have enough food? Because I'm telling you this right now, especially if you're in the city, you're not going to be able to go to the store and get your stuff. People will already have cleaned it out. And then, not only that, but if you do have food in your house, you've got to worry about other people coming in and taking it. So, you have to store this stuff up and you have to protect it. Anyways, rant over. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you in the next video.